In 1521, a fleet of Portuguese ships arrived in the Philippines, led by Ferdinand Magellan. They came seeking glory, gold, and new lands to claim. But on the island of Mactan, one man stood in their way. Lapu-Lapu, a local chieftain, would not surrender. He would not bow. He would fight, not for himself, but for the freedom of his people. On that day, history would remember the courage of a warrior who refused to be conquered. Long before the Portuguese ships appeared on the horizon, the people of Mactan lived in harmony with the land and the sea. They fished from the waters, hunted in the forests, and built their lives around the cycles of nature. Their villages were small but close-knit, each family knowing and relying on one another. Traditions were passed from parent to child, stories of ancestors told around fires, and lessons of courage, honor, and loyalty remembered in every decision. Lapu-Lapu was known among his people not for his wealth, but for his wisdom and strength. He was a protector, a leader who understood both the land and its people. His name inspired respect, not through fear, but because he had proven himself capable, just, and courageous. To him, the safety of his people and the freedom of his island were more important than anything else. Every choice he made was measured against the well-being of his people, and he would not let outsiders threaten that balance. Then came the Portuguese. Ships appeared on the horizon, bringing men with strange armor and weapons, men who spoke a language unknown to the islanders. Ferdinand Magellan led them, a man determined to leave his mark on the world. He sought not friendship, but control, convinced that no people could resist him. The villagers watched as the Portuguese landed. Fear and curiosity spread among them. Some saw the newcomers as gods, others as a threat. Lapu-Lapu observed quietly, measuring their strength, assessing their intentions, and sensing the danger these men brought. He knew that yielding would cost his people their freedom, and resistance would demand courage and sacrifice. Among the tribes, debates arose. Some suggested cooperation for safety or trade, while others argued for defiance. Lapu-Lapu remained resolute. He understood that freedom was not a gift to be negotiated. It was something to be defended with every ounce of strength. If you're enjoying this story, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next incredible tale from history. Lapu-Lapu gathered his warriors, men who had trained for years with spears, swords, and shields. He shared with them not only strategies, but a belief in their purpose. Every hill, every river, every shallow channel became part of their plan. Their advantage was the land itself, and they knew it better than anyone else. Night fell, and the air was heavy with anticipation. Lapu-Lapu walked among his people, silently sharing their fears and hopes. He understood the burden of leadership, the responsibility of ensuring the safety of those who trusted him. He thought of the children who would inherit this island, the elders whose wisdom guided them, and the warriors who would stand beside him in the coming battle. Across the waters, Magellan planned his approach, confident in his numbers and weapons. He did not yet understand that courage, unity, and knowledge of the land could outweigh armor and swords. He believed in conquest, but he did not anticipate the will of a free people determined to defend their home. As dawn approached, tension thickened. Lapu-Lapu's warriors stood ready, calm but alert, hearts steady with resolve. Every warrior knew what was at stake. Their families, their homes, and their way of life depended on the outcome. Magellan's men were formidable, but the people of Mactan were not afraid to fight for what they loved most. From the shore, the Portuguese fleet seemed invincible. They carried weapons that thundered and armor that gleamed. But the islanders had something greater: the knowledge of their home, the bond of brotherhood, and the courage of conviction. Every step forward, every spear held, and every strategy prepared was a stand for freedom. History was about to be written. Two forces, two worlds, collided on the sands of Mactan. One sought domination, the other survival. One sought fame, the other protection of home. And in the quiet before the first clash, both sides could feel the weight of what was to come. The battle began at first light. Lapu-Lapu's warriors advanced with precision and courage, striking at Magellan's men with spears and swords. The Portuguese fought bravely, but they were unfamiliar with the land and overwhelmed by the resolve of those defending it. Every strike, every movement was driven not by ambition, but by the desire to protect life and freedom. In the midst of the chaos, Lapu-Lapu himself led the charge, fearless and determined. The Portuguese formation faltered. Magellan pressed forward, yet his confidence wavered as he faced a resistance he had not expected. Slowly, the tide of the battle shifted. The Portuguese could not match the courage and unity of the island warriors. And then it happened. Magellan fell, struck down in the heat of combat. The man who had sailed across the world seeking glory would never return. The warriors of Mactan had triumphed, but the victory came at a cost. Lives were lost, sacrifices made, yet freedom endured. On that day, the courage of Lapu-Lapu and his people was etched into history, a lesson in the power of determination and the unbreakable will of those who defend their home. The battle was over. The Portuguese fleet retreated, leaving Mactan free. Lapu-Lapu's warriors had defended their homes, their families, and their way of life. The victory was hard won, marked by both courage and sacrifice. Lapu-Lapu did not seek fame. His reward was the safety and freedom of his people. The story of Mactan spread far and wide, not as a tale of conquest, but as a testament to courage and determination. Even today, Lapu-Lapu's name lives on. He is remembered as a leader who stood for his people, who refused to bow, and who proved that freedom is worth defending, no matter the cost. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more amazing stories from history, check out the other videos on my channel, and if you haven't already, subscribe now and join our growing community. Your support helps keep these stories alive.